So, welcome to our first interview of Living in Stereo. Our guest today is Jim Williams from Hungry Ear Records. And, I just got back from Atlanta, so we've been talking about some digs that I made recently. And, well, of course, as a collector, the first thing I want to know is what have you picked up recently?
Boy, what have I got? That's kind of the fun thing about working at a record store. Stuff's always coming at you. Let's see, the new Sturgill Simpson I got. It just sounds like a Southern Soul album rather than a country record. So that's been my favorite new thing that I picked up lately. But yeah, what have I gotten used? There's just so much stuff that flies in and out of the store. That probably some Cal Jader stuff, lots of verb jazz. Yeah, just lots of good stuff. Right now I'm on kind of a jazz kick, so always in search of that. So
yeah,
usually what makes it home.
I'm sure I'll be by real soon to peruse these new arrivals.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it's like we were saying. That's the fun part about it. There's just always stuff coming in and going out, and always get excited when people come into the store selling records. You never know what's going to be in that pile of goodies there.
Nice. So, when did you start collecting records?
Probably actually started collecting records in high school, so probably 1980, 81. There have always been records around. I remember as a kid always buying 45s. My parents weren't big music listeners, but there were always records around. There's a picture of me when I was probably 3 or 4 years old, putting a record on those big stereos, had the TV and radio, everything. This huge console, picture of me putting the record on. So even then, even as a little kid, I had my own little portable player, played the Disneyland records and stuff like that. So, records have just been always part of my life as far as I can remember.
Wow. Yeah, growing up, it was interesting for me growing up. My dad was a DJ, so there were always records around. But in my early childhood, I can't really say I remember them. But I know the first time he bought me a record, I was probably 9 or 10, and it was Crisscross, and he bought it right before we were going to a concert, and I identified with the sound. I was like, it sounds better than the radio. It sounds better than my tapes.
So you going to the concert in a couple of weeks?
Oh, they're coming here?
He's playing Blue Note, yeah.
What? Oh, man.
Get your record signed. Still have that record?
No, I don't. I'm sure I can come up with something.
Yeah.
Man. So what's it like working in a record store? I know it has to be challenging as a collector.
You want to take everything home. Yeah, exactly. I tell customers all the time, sometimes at the end of the day, I owe money rather than getting paid. So something wrong with that. When my album take home is more than what I made that day money-wise. That's happened more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I always say, my wife asks if I get paid in money or money.
I like that. I'm going to have to use that quote. I like that. Man.
But I've always, when I was a kid, they'd have you send a letter, a school project, a letter, what you want to do when you grow up. You send something. Mine was, I wanted to be an A&R guy for a record company. I didn't know what that was, but I knew that was someone who worked for a record company. So that's what I wanted to do. And I just always wanted to, and probably I started with Tower here probably 1988. A friend of mine, I saw Terrence Trent D'Arby on Saturday Night Live, and blew me away. I wanted to go get that album. The next day, a friend and I lived in Wahiawa, and there was just the one Tower store in town. So it's for Hawaii. That's kind of drive Wahiawa all the way into town. So we did it. He said, you should just apply for a job here. Hey, never thought. So I actually put an application in. They called me a few days later, and I got hired because the owner had just come back from vacation. He was from Michigan. He had a neighbor named Jim Williams.
Huh.
There's about a billion of us. They say, well, hey, Jim Williams, hey, that's my name. Yeah. So they called me in, did the interview, hired me, and yes, so that was, and I remember because it was my mom's birthday. So May 16th, 1988.
Wow.
Was my first day there. So, yeah, I mean, between then and now, I worked for about a year for the city of Honolulu. And that's about it. Every other job has been music related, either working for a record company or a record store. So
wow.
Been pretty. I love working in a store though. You get interesting people. You never know who's going to walk through the door. So, and most people are just happy to be there. You don't. No one walks in that store with a bad attitude, which is the fun thing about it. No one goes in looking for a problem. They're there to get away from their problems when you go into a record store. So, yeah, so that's one of the fun parts about it, definitely. But yeah, I mean, it's something I've always done, always loved. Hope to always have my hand in one way or the other, as long as I can do it.
Man, so it's like I know I got a list of questions here, but like as we're talking, like I keep coming up with more. So, what do you think has caused, like Hungry to have staying power here? Like when like we've seen stores come and go, like we've seen the rise and fall of Tower, and like through the ups and downs of vinyl as a medium.
Yeah, I mean it's been. You'd probably have to talk to the store owner to get the full. But I'm sure things were pretty dicey there for a while, especially the early 2000s when no one was buying anything. CDs, vinyl, any format. But last few years, people just want that sound. I think they want something different. Kids have been, they have their earbuds in, listen to the MP3 and to their MP3s, and it's like the difference between black and white and Technicolor. I think once put the vinyl on, they hear it. Even if starting with a little Crosley player, they're just getting started into it. We've had so many kids lately work their way up. Started with Crosley, now going up to Audio Technica, an AT60 or something. And it's cool to see that they're enjoying it, getting into it more and more. And I think that's it. Just the clientele is growing, and people are staying. They realize there is something about vinyl.
So did you ever think about crossing over to the dark side, the digital side?
I do. I love my iPod. I say that all the time. I tell people I go nowhere without my iPod. Got about 23,000 songs on it, and it just that when you're driving in the car, stuck in traffic, song pops into your head. There's nothing better. I just punch that out and hit it. Okay, I can sit through this. So no, the convenience of it. How can you not? I mean, I'll go to Spotify, test thing. The hype about new albums. Like, let's give this a listen. I like to buy things blind too. It just looks interesting. Give it a shot. But I mean, with prices being anywhere from 19 to 30 for a new album, you can't do that.
That's true.
All the time. So
okay. Well, we're going to take a break. And we're going to cool off a little bit.
We're roasted here. For God's sake, we got to get more vinyl for the people.
So, welcome to my listening room. talking about all the shows we're getting here in Hawaii because well, they kind of forget about us out here in the South Pacific, and you know, we'll get concerts on like holidays and stuff like that. But we've had a full power lineup for the past few months with the new Blue Note Club down in Waikiki, and I guess promoters are finally paying attention to us again.
They are. I mean, the crowds seem to be showing up, and hey, if they can smell the money, they'll be here. So it's nice. I mean, 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough, but in Waikiki, hopefully they can do it. Enough jazz fans, enough tourists, along with the locals coming in. Hopefully they keep it going. Because I mean, some great shows. They got it booked all the way through October, I think, at this point. So, I mean, like we were saying, it was like just about every weekend there's a show, and for years there would be nothing. There'd be maybe 2 or 3 a year. Now there's every weekend a show here, which is unheard of. So,
man,
hopefully enough people go out, keep supporting them.
Hopefully so. I know we will. So, about how large would you say your collection is?
Right now, it's probably about 2,000, maybe 2,500, and it's drop in the bucket. I mean, it used to be about 15,000, 16,000, and I've told the story time and time again. My wife and I got married. She said vinyl or CDs, and unfortunately, 2000, I said CDs. Got rid of the vinyl. Let friends come over, take the collection. I was working for Sony at the time, so didn't feel right selling stuff. So I just came and told friends, take everything. And then probably about, I want to say 2008, I was helping out at the record fairs before I was working at Hungry Ear, and I bought a few albums just for fun. Picked up and got home that night. And I'm sitting there going through the liner notes, and it's like, it just felt right. It just felt so good sitting there, had the albums on my lap, reading the notes, pulling the vinyl out. It's like, oh no, this is coming back. And then from then on, I started buying vinyl again, and no looking back.
Man.
Yeah, so building the collection up, I'll go to other shops that sell used here, and I'll see one of my old ones. I'll know by a mark or something on it, and even if it's nothing I particularly want to listen to, I want to get it back into the collection. Come back home to Dad.
Well, I pulled out Vanessa for a reason. So like I know when I first read about her, like I couldn't stop talking about like her sound, and like I went into Hungry Ear and I was like, "Have you heard of Vanessa Fernandez? Have you heard of her?" And well, I'm not going to talk about her. It's like I'm not being interviewed. I'm sure.
But look for her, find her, whatever you need to do to hear her. Well worth your time, absolutely.
So the new album is out. The album of Led Zeppelin covers. I can't recall the name of it. It hasn't showed up in my mailbox yet.
Yeah,
but
you were telling me about it like 4 months ago, 3-4 months ago, and just that clip that we saw that they had posted. Let me know when it shows up.
Oh yeah. Man, so what do you think? What do you think about the resurgence of vinyl as a medium, and like, what do you think we're headed in the next few years?
Well, I mean, obviously from a retail standpoint, it's great that so many people are getting into it. Just the history of record companies, just hope they don't screw it up. A long history of that. Hopefully, if there seem to be more pressing plants coming, and hopefully that will bring down the price of the new vinyl. I think that's the reason you're looking at $30, $40 discs, because there's only, I know at one point there were only 9 pressing plants. I think there's more than that at this point.
Well, the amount of plants is pretty much the same thing. They're getting more presses.
More presses is what it comes down to. Yeah, exactly. And so hopefully as that goes, there's more more getting out, and that's a problem too with new vinyl for us as a store.
Mm.
Back orders. It's gotten better,
Mhm.
but it used to be we'd order something. It's 50-50 if we're going to get that that album back in stock the next time we do an order a month later. So
see, like you hit a tender spot there. I'm gonna have to go over here and grab one of my favorite back orders. Oh yeah. So while I'm off camera, you can't see that. Oh yeah, you can. There's another camera. But I'm over here in my collection. Where are you? Oh, where's Amy? There you are. This album.
yes,
So I wanted a copy of this album so bad that I was like, I'll just get one from 2008, and it's going online, for over $100, and I was like, oh, man, it's got to come eventually. It has to come eventually. So I ordered it 9 months ago. It was on back order. Like the company that was going to press it decided they weren't going to press it. Like I got an email about it. You'll see a screenshot and look like in the video. And well, I got it at Hungrier.
yeah, it had just we had ordered it. It just kind of disappeared from the release schedule, and then suddenly came up. Kind of the soundtrack just came out on vinyl.
Oh
too.
yeah,
so that was another thing. Quite a while ago, and it finally came out. So. Any Amy you can get on vinyl.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the movie?
I haven't yet.
Oh, it was good. It was good. You got it.
I definitely will. It's there's a big queue. I'm not a big movie watcher, but I am a music documentary watcher. So that's kind of my thing. So I've just got a copy of the Tower Records DVD, the Rise and Fall of. So that was fun to watch. Well, unfortunately, we know how it ended, but
right.
Yeah, being part of it at the time, it was my suspicions anyway were kind of confirmed of why things went under. So.
Well, so if you haven't watched that, as I haven't, and I got it downloaded downstairs on my Apple TV, but if you haven't watched it, at least go check out the trail. I'm sure it'll draw you in. So any fan of music can appreciate that movie and Tower Records in general for all that they did for the industry.
Mm-hmm. Stack them high and sell them low. That was the motto early on. And you see those 60s, 70s videos, and they were albums stacked up high. It's fun to watch. Clerks smoking behind the counter. Different era.
Mm. So, my last question, and it's more of an introspective question, but how has music impacted your life as a whole?
Impacted my life, and that, other than my wife and my family, I think it is my life. When I go to work, well, before I go to work, I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
Go to work, I'm around music all day. I go home, doing things around the house while listening to music. I couldn't imagine a life without it. I mean, nothing better. At the end of the day, put the kid to bed. My wife's busy doing what she needs to, and sit there and put an album on the turntable. And it just, when I listen to it during the day, it doesn't seem like work. When I play it at night, it doesn't remind me of work. It's all music, all about the music. So.
Man. That's a great quote to conclude on.
Sounds good.
Man. Well, we're going to listen to some vinyl now. And hopefully you do the same thing. So until next time, keep spinning. Outtakes. Now move on to questions. Gladly they're right here.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's pretty good.